What's the deal, everyone? Welcome back to the studio. I'm Jeremy Deal, and today we're diving into a detailed comparison of the two new webcams from Insta360 over here, the Link 2 and the Link 2C. Now, if you're like me, you spend a lot of time filming on site, but I also spend a good bit of time in virtual meetings. Clients, potential clients, brand ambassadors, students, you name it.
And from my personal experience, nothing makes a better first impression than going out of your way to make sure that your frame looks good.
Now, you could go the completely overkill route and set up your cinema rig, pull out your desk super far from that wall to get that 35mm lens looking just right, and in the process, waste a lot of time with setup and breakdown. That's why we all have webcams, but just like the camera you use every day for work, the webcam you are using plays a lot into the quality of that first impression.
So you've done your research and you've decided you want one of these two Insta360 cams, but which one is best for you and your specific needs? That's what we're here to find out. In this video, we're gonna break down how these two webcams differ, how they're similar, and how they actually work in a real life situation, like me packing up my stuff right now. Let's see which one is the best one for your specific needs.
Let's kick things off with what these two cameras have in common, but first a little housekeeping. Insta360 did send me out these two cameras for testing against one another for this review. They don't get to see it before it releases, they're not supporting this video. That privilege actually goes to a brand new sponsor for the channel. Keep in mind that the majority of the gear that gets tested on this channel gets given away to members and subscribers. So if you're operating a photo and video company focused in the real estate industry and you like free stuff, do yourself a favor and subscribe down below to get access to all that. Both the Link 2 and the Link 2C deliver Insta360 signature image quality, and they have AI power tracking, which are especially useful in the dynamic light environments like home offices that might not be as kitted out with the same lights and acoustics that you might have in a professional recording space.
Whether you're using them for virtual meetings, filming content for your YouTube channel, or just capturing footage for your real estate listings, both models can handle it when it comes to the quality of image they produce, of course. They both run off the newest version of the Link 2 controller software that is much more advanced compared to the original one. Not only does the AI tracking seem to work a bit better, but it also, it controls and it suits your needs better. They've added and upgraded every option that was previously available to include the options that save color grades, enhance camera control options. It has a few new options to help you get rid of any backgrounds you want to hide or eliminate with enhanced blur controls, bokeh and background replacement, and obviously this PZT camera tracking, which is pretty useful for me right now.
They also have a ton of new filter options, and you can add post-production makeup, but really none of these reasons are the reason that I like the Link camera as my webcam of choice. So let's actually jump into how they differ from one another now.
So the main difference between the two cameras is actually kind of the portability of it. Now, I've got the Link 2 on top of my laptop right now as I'm walking around, and I'm using the AI tracking to keep me, I guess, in the center of the frame. We'll see how well that works during this process. How bumpy is it? But look, here you go. You can see exactly how it operates out in the field.
Link 2 is designed more for those who want more control and flexibility, especially if you're filming on the go. It comes with this built-in PZT pan, tilt, and zoom feature that lets you move around freely while the camera keeps you in frame. An extremely handy feature if you need to move around during your shots and want that camera to follow your movements further than the extremities of the screen. Link 2C, on the other hand, is a bit more budget-friendly option, but it doesn't include this PZT capability. It's more focused on delivering that video quality in a stationary setup, making it ideal for those primarily shooting static content like interviews, Zoom calls. Need an option that's a bit smaller, more portable for shooting on laptops on the go.
Here we go. Let's switch this. We're going to come over here. They've got a couple different modes you can switch from. I'm on whole body now. Let's go to half body and see how this tracks me with its nice little zoom capabilities, huh? All right, here we go. Now, as you can tell, I'm going to be looking here for a moment because this is my case that I'm packing up. The Link 2 that we're using right now, well, it's designed for more of those who want that kind of control and flexibility, especially when filming on the go or needing to move around. Because of this PZT style camera, as you can see, it'll track me around. It's extremely handy feature if you need that. And in this case, I do need that because I've got a show coming up and I got to get ready to make some coffee. The Link 2C, on the other hand, well, it's a bit more compact and it doesn't have this PZT option. It's more focused on that same great video quality for stationary stuff. But again, if you need to move around like this, then this is the right one.
All right, let's dive deeper into why I think the Link 2 over here's PZT capabilities are such an awesome addition to your arsenal. especially for real estate content creators and agents. Imagine you're doing a walkthrough of a new listing. You're talking about the kitchen, moving into the living room, pointing out features like recessed lighting or hardwood floors. With link 2 right here, you don't have to worry about staying in frame because its AI is automatically going to track you and follow you around.
What are you doing? Let's see if you can track me down here by your face. Hey, there's Winifred. Who's that? What you doing? Oh, you got that cheese bone. You got that cheese bone.
And speaking of efficiency, the setup is super straightforward. You literally just plug it into your laptop or device and you're ready to go. Well, with the software installed. Especially handy if you're doing virtual walkthroughs with clients who might be out of town, keeping them engaged without needing to invest in the heavy and complicated equipment, or again, someone to follow you around and do it. One area where the Link 2C really excels is its size in comparison. Here you go. For those who need to move around and repack up constantly, it's basically a plug-and-play device that doesn't require much setup. If you're someone who just needs a camera that's ready to roll with all the bells and whistles, well, this one's for you. Plus, if you're running a business, sometimes the budget matters more than the extra features you might not use very often. Did I mention they're both magnetic? All right, let's get into the nitty-gritty. Both models feature Insta360's advanced sensors. That's one of the reasons I like them, because it's crisp and clear video in low-light office environments like my own. This is especially useful if you're shooting properties that also don't have great natural lighting. You've got adjustable exposure, color profiles, which means you can tweak the look to match the mood of the space you're shooting, just like you do with any other camera. The AI tracking on both cameras is solid, but the Link 2 has a bit more flexibility and smoother tracking with more precise zoom capabilities because of this PZT. Means you can move around more freely without worrying about dropping out of frame or losing focus, which can be critical when showcasing a property live without someone there to follow you around with the camera. So this one is just a tiny bit more limited in that aspect. So which camera should you choose? If you're someone who values mobility, on screen, and wants that extra PZT functionality for dynamic shoots and zooms, the Link 2 is going to give you a lot more flexibility. But if you're mainly shooting static content like agent profiles or Zoom meetings basically, or just simple social posts, the Link 2C is a much more capable while being easier on the budget. Personally, I need the PZT capabilities for my workflow and the clients I work with, but that's just my specific use case. At the end of the day, both cameras, they'll bring a lot to the table, especially if you're in the real estate game. Whether you're looking to do virtual tours or just need a reliable camera for your client calls, Insta360's got you covered per usual, and thanks again for sending these cameras out for testing. If you're interested in checking out either models, I'll have links down below in the description. As always, keep rocking and rolling, enjoy what you're doing, make smart business decisions like hitting the bell button to get notified when I give one of these guys away on the channel later, and I'll catch you next time. Ready, set, boom!